Hello, everyone, out there on YouTube and Twitch. Welcome to perhaps the final part of Pale Draconian of Dithmenos, Gamma Funk the Warrior. Hey, what's up, Teapot? Morning. Well, for me it's good evening, but morning to you. Substyly, what's up? Congrats to Substyly on his first heavy spellcaster win. Is that the last one? Yeah. Agree of Vehement. You'll have to show that to Yogi, Substyly. When did Yogi last win his Kriya? I think it was a long time ago. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. Oh no, yeah, that's right. He did one recently. That's cool. Yeah, he went through a kind of a drought where he was not getting any characters going because the game had sort of changed, I guess, since he last won in a few different ways, and he wasn't sort of used to it. Comrade Gary with the 50 bits, thank you so much. Gotta take out that Rufford bit boss. I think that's what happened. Oh yeah. Sorry, Rufford, you went down, bud. Of course, Rufford is one of the most formidable bit bosses on Twitch. Notorious gifter of subs. Streamers love him. Current bit bosses hate him. Alright, so we've got both of the layer branch runes. We've done all of vaults, I believe, yeah. Well, we haven't done vaults 5. This character likely could do vaults 5. I mean, I could just as well do slime. We have pretty nice balanced defenses right now. Good, fairly good AC. Of course, we don't have any. We're missing, in melee, we're missing a lot of that GDR, which does sort of hurt, but with really good evasion, and on top of it with a shield, it's really going to be fine. Oh, hey, another stave. Staff of Power. One of Mikey's least favorite items in the game. Don't have any use for that. We probably don't have any use for a Staff of Energy. Bolt of Fire is still a little bit. I guess I'm training up some conj. I've got fighting. It's 20. If you look at the base levels, that's good. Demon Blade at min delay, got some dodging. My dex is not terribly high, I could get a few more levels of it. The ring is sort of carrying me the rest of the way. I might actually go and get a bit more at some point, but it's fairly expensive, so, and I don't have, if I had another 10 dex, I would get more out of each level, so I think 3 levels might not get me even more than like a point of EV or so. Maybe it would get me 2, I'm not sure. So it's not a great investment compared to, say, just getting more fighting would be overall more effective. Okay, so we're probably done with Invo for this game. We have Shadow Form down to a nicely sub 50%. We could go further, of course. I mean, I could get another 2 levels of it, but it would just be so that Shadow Form is easier to use. It really wouldn't have much other benefit. What do we have spell-wise right now? We've got Bolt of Fire. Due to some drain, it's a little bit lower fail rate than, or a higher fail rate than we maybe want. We'll get a bit of Conjuration to help that out, like I might just get 12. Iron Shot, if I really want to go that route, I can really just fight Orbs of Fire, provided I buff myself up. I've got a bunch of might, that's great. There might be more haste in the game, yeah. There's a couple more, so we're probably going to be pretty good on haste and might. So just fighting an Orb of Fire. One way a character like this might often fight Orb of Fire is well, you can do Iron Shot. The problem with Iron Shot is I'd have to train up like a bunch of conj and then a significant amount of earth, like, you know, I'd have to train up like 10 earth. If I had a conj enhancer and maybe some other enhancers, its spell power could be decent enough where that was a pretty solid option. Of course, Lahudib's Crystal Spear as well, but it can be kind of hard to cast that one, sort of depending on how high. You don't really want to have to dump a ton of earth though, because it's kind of annoying. An alternate thing is just to fight him and not really get much more conj than say about 12, so that Bolt of Fire is a little bit more successful, and just that spell is to help us kill a bunch of stuff before it kind of closes in on us, and that can just, we can finish up with melee. I mean, with 37, I will probably get a little bit more spell casting. I might get 15 maybe, I guess. It's kind of expensive, but... And on food we're fine. There's a ton of food in shops, that's great, so I don't really have to get more spell casting. Translog. Let's see what we got. I don't want any of those spells. What do we got in... Looks like we got a bunch of... There's a port. That's not really that big of a deal. I don't really want to... Well, I literally have no necro spells. What's this other bad boy over here? Just Passage of Galubria. Any good charms? Swift, yes. That is a very nice spell. Anything else? Deflect, that's a good one. Kind of the problem with Deflect is just the amount of investment that it takes, though. Spectral Weapon is actually really cheap. I don't have anything trained, it's just a low enough level. I don't really need to mess with that. The weapon, if your spell power is really bad, the weapon is kind of weak. It's probably still worth it, though. I just don't have any charms, and I don't really want to train too much. Like, I don't mind training some for Swift, but... I think I'm actually going to do both of these. We'll try 3. We'll start at 3, see where that goes. Swift is already quite castable. You don't really have to train it. The nice thing about getting a little bit of spell power is just increase the duration. It's just a really handy spell. You can double that down with haste and run from a Panlord. That's very fast, for instance. It's a very frequently underrated spell. Brand Weapon. Am I going to stick with protection? I guess I am. You know, I think we're going to do is go to Crypt and get some free XP before Zot. Because that's really... We can do Elf if we wanted to. Crypt is a lot easier, safer than Elf. These guys really aren't much of... Oh. One thing I really would like... Blink is a great spell. Always go for Blink if you can. Well, that was... There we go. Just soften any of these up. The rest of this is pure junk. So this level will burn through a bunch of rations. Dith is going to make this fairly easy. Nice Blink. We'll always take more of that. Simple stuff I can just melee. It's slightly scarier stuff. I think my MR is quite good, yeah. Nothing is really... I don't really have to worry about Vampire Night Paralysis. One of those sort of somewhat underrated threats that those monsters pose is that they can paralyze you. and they have pretty decent melee. Nothing terribly frightening on its own necessarily, although I mean it depends on what kind of character you have. This one can certainly take a hit, but it has to get through its EV and shield, so you can take them on fairly comfortably. Enslave. Oh yeah, Ghoul is actually kind of a nasty little customer. First level down. So if we see Curse Skulls, I don't have Dispel Undead. I do have some Irresistible Conch and Mystic Blast, but you have to treat them with a little bit of care. They resist fire. I can, of course, just kind of hit them, but you have to I'm not sure what I thought I was doing by doing what I did just there. They're basically the only kind of thing nice, very good. Nope. Blink probably, yeah, doesn't have too much of a fail rate. There's air magic already done. Some multi-hits for these guys and fight the rest of them in the corridor. Ancient Champion's almost dead. There's Transelk. There is Passage of Galubria. Look at that. Not, wow. Interesting. Oh, it's in a book, I guess. I'd have to go buy it. See, Substyle, this is a Chrono Trigger song. It's immersive. It's appropriate. That was so mellow for killing and looting. Yeah, that guy hit me with iron shot, so I have to show a little bit of respect. What do I want to take here? I've been taking strength mostly for the damage increase because my strength is really low. All the stats would actually be pretty useful for me. I could get a bit more. It looks like I gained a point more of EV. That's interesting. I could gain a bit more dex and get a little bit of dodging, or get a little bit of EV potentially. Int is always useful, and then but I'm gonna go with strength. Oh, looks like I got an AC bonus too. That's nice. It's possibly my last one. I forget. Okay, so this is now we got a Vampire Knight showing up. This is a good place to fight right here. We just want to think about, do we want to swift and run? Okay. And regen, or how do we want to do it? Now we're out of MP, so I sort of committed myself in some sense. Most of this stuff is destroyed, but there's definitely till I can get swift going. Okay, so that is the end of that. I think I don't have a, have I seen this? No, I don't. So the Vampire Knight is right here. I don't know how damaged he is. But I'm kind of out of MP, so I sort of have to just commit to something like good. Thanks, Jink. Tourney ends this Sunday. Thanks, 100 bits. One day, 19 hours, 23 minutes, 47 seconds. There's still time to get some games in if you want. So I could Berserk right here as an easy way to sort of solve this problem. Oh, let's try it. Here we go. Rid of him. Don't really care about this guy. This is a harmless monster right here. Mostly just care about that. And there's not really much left. Go ahead and start moving back. This guy can close down all he wants. Finish him off with a fireball. Get back here. That was just how I decided to handle that. I wasn't really in much of a way of danger or anything, but protection from fire. Maybe some kind of vault, or just they found floor trash. Wow. They all missed. Reaper. Now that's a scary monster, and he's got distortion. That's interesting. That's some kind of special vault. I don't know what it is. So we want to deal with him in the best way possible. We really just want to kill him. Nice. That's one way to do it. Okay. He's not all that wounded. And we don't have anything that can necessarily kill him extremely quickly. We just don't want to eat distortion melee, because that's a little bit bad. I think we had a miscast and probably a miss. I'm not going to waste... I could waste a holy word on him, but let's be honest, he's not that big of a deal. Okay, now we still need one more thing to go off. There we go. That, you don't just see those wandering typically. They might be on the spawn list, but I don't think so. If there was a vault, I don't quite know what it was. Didn't really see any vault, honestly. They could be on the spawn list and I'm just not aware of it. Maybe as a rare spawn. Okay, so this is Moo's crypt ending. This one's not too bad. It does have a guaranteed curse skull, but we know exactly where it's going to be. It's got a bunch of like flayed ghosts and stuff, but nothing too bad. Got this sleeping room of they suspect nothing. Okay, because I wasn't able to kill him anyway. have Fan of Gales? I do. Yeah, this is a little like hidden room that you can fly over and get, and there's some loot in here. DCSS takes a kind of like a varied approach. This level down here is an example of a layout where it starts and essentially uses some algorithm to draw some kinds of rooms within the overall maximum level size. And so one of the first things it'll do is pick a primary vault, which is a vault that's sort of like either at least one has to be chosen for the level, or it's just one in a set. Some levels like Elf 3, for instance, have the treasure vault as a primary vault, or like if you go to a rune vault, those are ones that have to place on that level, at least one of them. And so it will start and pick a primary vault, and then it'll pick a layout and place the primary vault down in the layout. And the layout is this stuff you see all here. It's programmatically generated to make rooms according to some algorithm. They have all sorts of different techniques. And then this little bit you can kind of see over here. I don't know if, yeah. This is a vault. This is a arrival vault. It has the up staircase, and it's a pre-made vault section. And so the algorithm will pick a primary vault, put down a layout, put down the primary vault, and then have chances to roll additional vaults that that can be anything from a simple vault like this that just contains stairs. They can be monster vaults, loot vaults, and there are other kinds of chances for special vaults, like ghost vaults are an example. They have like a 10% chance on each level. Depending on the level, there can be other special vaults in play. So most of this is done by a layout, which is sort of procedurally generated, and then a lot of the other structure is pre-made. Within the pre-made vaults, though, there's often a lot of randomization, so it's not like they're completely fixed. Would you stand still? This, however, this map right here, I don't really want to waste a magic map, but you'll see it. This is what's called an encompass vault. It's actually all completely pre-made. It's like one of those vaults I was talking about, but it encompasses the entire level. That's why we call them encompass vaults. So this one is, and just like the other vaults, encompass vaults aren't completely 100% fixed necessarily, although this one might actually be. Well, they all have some small amount of randomization. Often it's like monsters get randomized, loot get randomized, and that can come in all sorts of different forms. That was sort of a long answer, but oh, nice fire miscast. To that zombie stepped aside. Wish I had some slaying. I don't think. Yeah, I don't have any in this game. That would be helpful. Yeah, vault making is something I've done a bunch of. We get a lot of community submissions for vaults. This one was made by a, I would say now retired dev named Moo. Moo also made Sijotuvi's Fleshworks. He also made a Sprint. Has he made any other Wiz Labs? The Fleshworks is a Wiz Lab. Probably the most famous one, I guess, if you had to pick one. Of intelligence. Not necessarily a bad item, of course, but not sacrificing for this guy wouldn't necessarily be really worth it. Bone Dragon. That guy's a little bit of a problem in that these other idiots, what I don't want to deal with. He resists fire and he hits pretty hard. Something's... oh, the smoke demon, of course. Just want to get rid of the smoke demon so I can focus on this clown. Let's just berserk, why not? Didn't exactly have to berserk him. Okay, that is the Cursed Skull room. I'm gonna clear out any of this other stuff first, though. Cursed Skull has to be handled with a little bit of care. Which dig? Another dig? I don't. Can't really go. Oh, hello. Wow. Okay, this guy got in the loot pile here. He delivered us loot. So I have to think, how am I gonna handle Mr. Cursed Skull? There's our boy. This guy resists... yeah, he's very resistant to... he can hit me with the Torment sort of straight away, so... I actually can't hit him... I can't actually hit him with Fireball, unfortunately. Oh, what I can hit him with is Steam Breath. That's pretty good. How will I deal with this guy? I don't really like to use a haste pot right away, but you want to hit him pretty hard and fast. Berserk pot is slightly risky, but that's what we're gonna do. And he falls over like a... like something that really falls over very easily. Yeah, if you hit them very fast, they really can't do anything about it. Got off a Torment, but I just didn't really care. Yeah, I mean, that's true, but I think people just fight them very poorly, is what it boils down to. People are really scared of Torment, and they can panic. RF, this is a cool little ring. It can be convenient to have an RF++ ring, and it also throws on some int, so this is something I'll probably go ahead and keep. And Ring of Fire right now I am sort of keeping as an enhancer. It's honestly almost a better version of this ring, sadly. I can even swap it. So I said that, but that Ring of Fire might be more what I use. I only have RC+, but that's fine. This is an enhancer for fire. Well, in this guy, I would say that, but I'm thinking in terms of Firestorm, which is not a spell I'm going to go for. So I might actually kind of strike that statement. It's not quite as good. It's still useful in Zot versus a lot of monsters, to be fair, but it's not useful to the Zot 5 like heavy hitters, because they are all resistant to fire, and I don't want to fight them that way. But how full? My pack is very full. Is there anything we can just drop? Tactical brand weapon. Annual T-Loc. Holy crap! I wasn't paying attention to my skilling, and this is why you got to set skill targets. Now I'm the proud owner of 11 translocations. That's all right. We'll go learn Passage of Galubri, I guess, but that was a waste of skill that I could have put into Conj. Don't forget your skill targets. All right, let's drop the manual. Let's see what that. 100% want to wear it. Helps with oh, you mean the negative energy. I could wear it. Now this is a nice ring. This is a very helpful ring. Evocable Invis is really good, so this is going to be a ring I probably use a good deal.